Welcome to our Sunday self-care session. I'm so excited to be here with you. We are going to be focusing on connecting to the universe by drawing our attention to the divine parts of ourselves, to that which is. So to do that, today you will maybe need a couple blankets, possibly a bolster. Maybe you'll want a block available and a eye pillow, just so that you can feel comfortable. This is the time where we also take extra time during the session to do a little journaling after. Always recommend having your practice journal available so you can write down how you're feeling after the practice, what you like, what was different, what you experienced, because it can just help you connect to what you need and what you were offered during the practice. Now, this practice, we will be invoking a vibrational sound. It's called a bija mantra. This bija mantra is the equivalent to I am that I am. This idea of invoking that you know within yourself what you really are. You are just this piece of the divine. And so we're invoking that. This seed sound is called so hum. And what they say about so hum is that if you were to sort of barely speak it, or if you're just inhaling, like you inhale and you feel into the back of the throat and just listen, it sounds like so. And when you exhale from the back of the throat, just have with your mouth closed, you can feel hum. So basically, it's like the sound of life, the sound of your prana, okay? So this invokes a deeper, closer attention to what you truly are and who you truly are. And it's just a beautiful way to connect. So again, the bija mantra is so hum. And this practice is all about taking us to a place where we can connect and quiet our minds so that we can feel that connection to that which is, right? I like to call it the universe. I like to call it, divine energy. You might call it God, you might call it goddess, you might have a very specific name for it, but whatever it is, it's connecting you to that energy, all right? So start to get yourself into a comfortable seat. With your eyes closed or downcast, you could be seated on a chair to start, especially if you're having any issues with your knees, or you can make sure that you are propping yourself comfortably, making sure that your knees are supported, either using a blanket or using blocks, whatever you like. But as we start this practice, I'm just going to kind of roll around in a little bit of circles on our sit bones, whether we're sitting on a blanket or a bolster. And then after a few circles, you'll start to find where that center spot is, where you feel centered over the sit bones. Feel the spine lengthen, the neck and head in alignment with the spine with a slight chin tuck. Hands can either come directly to the knees or onto the thighs, wherever they land comfortably. Okay, if you have to strain yourself to hold your arms out, just relax them. Okay. Begin to close the eyes and start to breathe in deeply. And as you breathe in deeply, imagine that there's a little constriction in the back of your throat. And when you inhale, you can imagine hearing so. And when you exhale, you can imagine that you're hearing hum. Now, if it feels a little far-fetched for you at this point, that is okay. Let that part go and just allow yourself to tap into this idea that you are inhaling so, exhaling hum. Now start to relax the body, maybe You're straining the fingertips or clutching your knees or your thighs. Relax the palms, the fingers. Imagine that you can relax the neck and the shoulders down away from the ears. Breathe into the shoulder blades, into the collarbones, into the heart center and the chest. Opening up through the rib cage, the front and the back, the side body, down into the hips. Breathing into the belly, relaxing the belly. Breathing into the mid-low back. And then into the glutes, the thighs, the hips, the hamstrings. Breathing awareness into the calves, the shins, the ankles, and the feet. Taking a few moments to continue to breathe in. Continuing to keep the eyes closed, focusing on the breath. The goal for today's practice is to help ourselves tune into ourselves and find a deeper connection to the universe, because we are all one. The goal is to become connected with that, with I am, learning to love ourselves for exactly what we are and not what we are not. Learning to accept ourselves exactly where we are at. Inhaling so, exhaling hum. Allowing ourselves to get deeper. Connecting to this vibration of the sound. Settling deeper into your body in this seated position, letting go of any tension. And being open and available for this deeper connection. Maybe it feels a little odd. Maybe it feels a little wild. But just allowing yourself to be open to connecting deeper to this knowing of yourself, to this divine nature within you that is reflected back through the universe. When you are ready, you're going to tuck your chin. Maybe add another little intention about how you will connect to yourself. Maybe there are certain ways in your daily life that you feel disconnected and you just want to honor that. You can bring that up. But when you're ready to blink your eyes open, you can come into a tabletop position on your mat. We're going to warm up the spine. I like to kind of wiggle through the spine and through my hips. And then inhale into your cow. Exhale, arch through the spine into your cat. Now imagine you can connect with this. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. Inhale, so. Exhale, hum. So you're saying that inwardly, feeling the constriction in the back of the throat. So continuing that through our practice, and I will remind you. Now, on our next exhale, we're going to arch through cat and then push all the way up into downward facing dog. Pedal it out, let the head hang, press into the fingertips, taking some of the brunt away from the wrists. When you press into the fingertips, you start to tent the palms just a little bit, and it releases some tension out of the
out of the wrists. On your next inhale, coming down through cat, all the way into cow. This time, exhale, arching into cat and coming all the way down and through into child's pose. 2 more times just like this. We're gonna inhale, come into that cow. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, arch back through cat into cow. And on our last exhale here, we're gonna arch through cat into child's pose. You may wanna wiggle it out a little bit, stretch the arms out nice and long, feeling the stretch through the underarms, through the sides of the body. And then when you're ready, walk your hands over to the left so that you're allowing the right side body to open. Continuing to connect to your so hum. If it falls off, that's okay. We're going to come back to it. Feel that arch and lengthening through the fingertips, all the way through the arm, underneath the arm, down through the hips, the rib cage, you might feel it. On your next inhale, walk the hands back to center. And then walk the hands all the way over to the right this time. Feeling the stretch and lengthening through the fingertips, all the way down that left arm, under the arm, into the rib cage. Maybe all the way into the side body and even to the hip. Breathe. On your next inhale, walk the hands back to center. And then walk the hands to the knees. So we're gonna sit on the knees, but now we're gonna come to the center or the middle of our mat. Okay, so you're gonna come onto your knees. Just breathing and opening up those thighs, stretching the thighs. Good. And we're gonna come forward. And we're gonna kickstand our right foot out. Good job. Then we're gonna inhale the left arm up. Exhale, come through the other arm. Inhale back up, bringing that so hum with you. Closing your eyes and just allowing yourself to flow here. And on this next exhale, come onto the upper arm on the left. Pick up the right hand, place it on the low back, and resist the urge to drop the right shoulder down. See if you can retract the shoulder blade back, opening up, keeping the neck open. Breathe. Great job. Inhale that right arm back up. Press it into the floor. Push yourself up. Great job. Now we're going to come back and switch. So right knee down, left toes out to the side. Inhale, the left arm up. Exhale, float through on underneath the left. Inhale up, so exhale, hum. A couple times just like this. Stretch the back of the hamstrings. Feel the compression in the belly. Last one up. Exhale through, come up onto the right upper arm. Pick up that left hand, place it on the low back. Resist the urge to collapse the right shoulder into the ear. Breathing. Inhale that left arm up, plant it on the floor, push yourself up, and tuck that leg back in. Breathe. Imagine those thighs opening up a little bit more. Good. And let's come back to the center of our mat for a minute into our tabletop. So we're going to practice our balance, okay? So we're going to stretch out one arm, stretch out one leg, the opposite. So we're going to start, so your wrists are below the shoulders, okay? Knees are below the hips. We're going to stretch that right leg out long behind us, flex and engage like you're pressing into a wall, and then stretch out the left arm. Try not to get the shoulder involved, retract. Good. Inhale here. Exhale, start to bend the elbow, bend the knee, coming into a modified cat. Inhale, stretch out long. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, two more just like this. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Exhale. Inhale. Good. Let that go. Maybe shake out that little tail of yours. And now press the left hand into the floor. Press into those fingertips. Okay. Right arm comes out. Left leg sticks out. Flexed and engaged. Exhale. Arch. Bend the elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to that slow hum. Watch that shoulder. Feel that compression when you drive the navel to the spine on that exhale as you curve. Last one. Good. Coming back into that tabletop. Waving through that spine, relaxing. Good. Sitting up. All right. Coming to the top of the mat. Grounding down through the four corners of your feet. Hips are that inner hip width distance. So not wide. Roll the shoulders back. I want you to just take a moment to be right here. Close the eyes. Connect to your so hum and just connect to how the energy is already feeling. What are you noticing? How are things shifting? Good. Inhale, the arms up overhead, keeping my hands together. Exhale, bending, hinging from the hips, pressing back, bending the knees, planting the hands on the floor. Let the head hang. Keep the knees bent so the hands can be on the floor, whether the whole palm is down or just the fingertips. Breathe into the backs of the legs. Then inhale, look up, flat back. Ardha Uttanasana, half forward lift. Exhale, step the right leg long behind you. Bring your hands up behind you and then sweep up into a long lunge. If this is too much, bring the hands back down or even to the floor. Don't forget to breathe. Slight chin tuck. Exhale, plant the hands, step into downward facing dog. Pedal out the legs. And then when you're ready, letting them be static. Inhale the right leg up, swing it as far forward as you can. Bring the arms behind you, sweeping up. Or again, keeping the hands down or on the floor. On your next exhale, plant the hands on the floor, step to the top of the mat, let yourself hang. Bring the hands behind you on your next inhale, sweep yourself up into chair. Exhale, deepen. Inhale all the way up, hands to heart. Again, inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, look up, flat back, half forward lift. Exhale, step the left leg long behind you. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, plant the hands, step into downward facing dog. Inhale that left leg up, swing it forward.